Hello, it is Friday afternoon and I am home. I did finish work a little bit early today, so that was very nice. There's a lot. Shabbat comes in late, but I'm going to my grandma's around 7:20-ish, I'll be leaving. And there's a lot I want to get done in that time. I've said, why is this so high up? Hang on. I don't know if that's made any difference to you, but it feels better for me. I've said I would do another hour of work because I have no boundaries. So I need to start that in about 10 minutes. I really desperately want to wash up, although that is something I can do during Shabbat, so I could do that when I get back or tomorrow. I noticed in a lot of recent vlogs, I was complaining about how the dishes just keep piling up and how I've had so many and blah, blah, blah. But upon reflection, like, how lucky am I to have a sink that's constantly full of dishes, new dishes, because even though I wash up, I'm constantly cooking, or we're constantly cooking, and I need to be grateful for that. I saw a post once upon a time that was like, if your life is an endless cycle of dishes and laundry, then it means your life is an endless cycle of home-cooked food and fresh clothes? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't laundry, maybe it was something else. But you get the idea. I am a little bit peckish, and so I don't really want to eat because I know, I'm gonna get a lot of food at my grandma's, but it's probably gonna be about 2.5 hours until we eat, I think. Maybe I'll have some more crumble with some ice cream. Ice cream is like, it really feels like an ice cream day. This morning when I left home, yesterday was quite chilly and grey, and so today it looked quite grey and I thought it was going to be quite chilly. And I debated bringing a scarf, and when I left the house I was like, oh, should I go back for a scarf or even a coat? Because it really was like grey and windy and cold-ish. But now, the last few hours, the sun's come out and it is warm. Pleasant, actually, not as warm as last week, which for me is good. So I was sat on the bus home thinking, like, it just feels like an ice cream day, so maybe some crumble and ice cream is the spot. So I want to eat something. I want to do the dishes if I can. I want to do some work, which is at least an hour. I would like to wash my hair, but maybe we'll push that off because it's not a priority necessarily. And yeah, and I would really like to get some stuff edited on my computer and off my camera so that tomorrow for the grand final, for the reveals and stuff for Eurovision, I can have live footage. Otherwise I can film on my phone, I suppose, but I'd rather have, you guys. I will speak about, that's the other thing, I want to film my Eurovision videos because I want to film them before the final. I have no time. But all I was going to say was I will talk about this a lot more, I'm sure, in my Eurovision videos, but the Swedish number has been in my head constantly since Tuesday night. I've listened to it so many times. I don't know Swedish. Basta broder. Yeah. I'm gonna do the things that I said I'm gonna do, or at least as much as I can. And I was gonna talk about the crumble as well. I do think it was nice. I was very hesitant, but I do think it was nice. I'm happy I made it. I'm really glad I have it now. I'm really glad I have ice cream to go with it. I think I'm happy. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with some things because here I am saying I want to clear out my computer and my camera and I'm still talking and recording stuff. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, bye. Hello. It is about 6:50, so I think I've edited a video, which is fantastic. I'm so happy about that. It was one of the easier ones to edit and therefore also didn't take up as much space on my computer, but at least it's something that I can clear away. So once it's saved, hopefully I can delete stuff, which will be great. Just really hoping it'll be done in the next half hour. But I think I'm gonna try and film my Eurovision thoughts video now. I'm gonna try and change my hair because it's quite ugh. So I'm gonna try and do that if I can in the next half hour, if I've got space, but I should do, hopefully. And then I will deal with the washing up and whatever else tomorrow. I will hopefully not stay too late at my grandma's. I'm very tired. I would like to go to bed, but I am looking forward to food. The apple crumble was even better today, the rhubarb and apple crumble. I think yesterday I heated it up too much and so I was kind of trying to stop myself from burning my mouth. But today it was heated just the right amount and I had like a nice amount of ice cream with it and it just like hit the spot. It was so good. I'm so glad. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's go. I probably won't see you again. I can't imagine. Maybe I'll say goodbye before I go out. No, I think it's unlikely because I think I'll be very close to the wire. So I will see you all, tomorrow night in my Eurovision video. I don't know if I'll vlog that as well, but probably not Sunday because I'm working loads. At some point, I will see you at some point. Hello. Yesterday I had a good day at work, long though it ran on, which meant that I then sped walked to a tap class where I was meeting a friend and my legs are now quite sore. And I think that's from the speed walking rather than from the tap. And I think if I'd run, that would have been better for my legs. But anyway, that's what's happened. And the tap class was really good, but not easy, but I did enjoy it. And then today, as I was leaving home, I was just like, oh, this is nice. It's my short day today. And it was just my regular 9 to 5. A regular 9 to 5 is now a short day for me. That's the point I've reached. But my sister is coming tomorrow, which is really nice, and we're trying to make some plans. And as I was trying to make some plans with her, I realised I really don't have a lot of time off from work. So I've got 2 different shifts covered, which I'm very grateful for. I mean, each shift was only about 2.5 hours, but because they were in the evening, they were like from 6 to 8:30, it just meant that we wouldn't be able to go out for supper or meet family or, you know, go to the theatre. So by getting those 2 covered, I think I've just opened up a few more evenings, which is really nice. And I can't believe she's actually coming tomorrow, like that's quite soon. But I'm really looking forward to it. And we've also had some other wonderful family news, so I've been feeling good, despite the tired. But theoretically, this should be the last week of long days, and then it should, from next week, hopefully calm down. So that's the current update. I have a lot of editing I need to do, and I don't know when. I just don't know, because I know when I go on holiday, and also when I'm doing stuff with my sister, I'm gonna be vlogging even more, and I just don't want to have a huge backlog, but we'll figure it out. I'll get it done somehow. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I don't know when I'll talk to you next. Bye! Hello. These days the weather is really confusing because I will leave home in this and be a bit chilly, and then I will come home in this and it'll be really sunny and warm but also quite windy, and so it's chilly as well. And then I walk into my flat and it is so warm because it just collects heat all day. But usually in this scenario I would just take everything off and get into pyjamas, but in this case I'm going to my grandma's probably in the next 5 minutes or so it doesn't really feel worth taking off my jumper. And I've even packed a scarf for the journey home, not that it's a long journey, but just I think by the time the sun is set a bit more, you know, it's probably going to be colder anyway, and I don't know, I just don't know. I was even considering bringing a coat and then I was like, no, it's too warm. Last night we made some very yummy wraps. That seems to be the go-to meal now, and especially with 2 people both doing stuff, usually one of us does the prep while the other one's coming home from work, but in this case we were both home early, so we did the prep together, and that really sped it up, and it was so like smooth. Everything was finished at the same time, which wasn't really planned. It was great, and it was really nice. The avocado, the guacamole I made was so good, and we had some crème fraîche with it, which was also nice, and we had some leftover refried beans from another meal we'd made, and that was really nice with it as well, so it was just a big hit. And in the next half hour or so, I'm gonna be seeing my sister, and I'm so excited. It's funny because I love my sister dearly, but I didn't think I'd be this excited about going or seeing her. I just thought like, oh, it'll be nice. But actually like the whole day, and not just the whole day, the whole like week or so, I've just been like, my sister is coming, my sister is coming. And it's just so nice. I think I really just miss family, and I can't complain. I've got family here, and you know, I've lived in places many a time where I don't have any family around. But there is just something different about that nucleus that I grew up with, at least, my family. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm very warm. I'm kind of tempted to just start walking to my grandma's because they may have just forgotten to text me. And even if I get there early, it's a nice surprise for my sister. But I don't know. But I'm feeling in good spirits. The new job that I have taken on in the last few weeks, I don't know if I've already explained this, but the reason why it's been as full on as it has is that I'm currently the only one there really, so I've been doing everything. And as of Friday, we're getting a second person in, and A, I'm going to be working a lot less hours, but B, I'm also going to have less pressure on me to like do stuff all the time. And that's also, you know, pressure that I've put on myself. I could be stricter about boundaries and say, nope, I'm not helping out on the hours I'm not, you know, scheduled on for. But that's just not my nature. So I do help out. And then it gets to this point where I'm like, okay, I could take a break. So I'm very much looking forward to this new person starting. And then not long after that, obviously I've got some time with my sister first, and then in not too long, we're going on holiday. And I feel like I'm just like, okay, I've got through the worst of it. You know, I've got 2 more days to get through, and then things calm down. And I am looking forward to that. And I'm gonna get paid so nicely at the end of this month, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I keep staring at these dishes because it's not terrible, but I'm not gonna be in the mood to do them when I get home. But I also don't want to get started and then have to leave, and I want to keep an eye on my phone. I'm probably just gonna sit on my bed and wait. Good fun. Right, I will see you all. Even if I don't see you like this, I'll probably be doing stuff with my sister that I'm gonna record in the next few days, weeks, whatever. So I'll see you soon. The only thing that's annoying, actually I need to make a separate video about this, is I haven't gone running and I don't know when I will, but we'll figure it out. Okay, bye. Hello, I've just got back. It's almost 10, which is mad. I left, you know, around 6 just before, but I had such a lovely evening. It was so nice to see my sister, and it was so nice. This is silly, but it's important to me. We spent a fair amount of time sorting through the plans for the next 10 days or so, and I just feel so relieved to have that sorted. We knew my grandma wanted to make plans with family, lovely. We knew that I have an aunt sort of on the other side of my family who wanted to see us, and didn't quite know when and how we were going to do that. And we knew that my sister really wanted to make the most of being in London and seeing shows. Plus, there's a fair amount of, not a fair amount, but there's 2 Shabbatot and Shavuot, which is another Jewish holiday, which means that we don't have as many days to go out, and having it all planned is so nice. So exciting thing number 1 is we booked Cabaret, which I did see, gosh, it was 3 years ago? That's crazy. Over 3 years ago, I think. Wow, surely it wasn't that long ago. But I am very excited to see again, and very excited not to have to pay for, which is incredibly generous of my grandma. But that's happening next week, and I'm so excited. Ooh, and I think Rob Madge is gonna be the MC, so that'll be really good. I'm looking forward to that. And then tomorrow, my sister and I are hoping to get rush tickets for Percy Jackson, and I'm so glad I convinced her, because I have been wanting to see Percy Jackson since I first heard about it. I think I've got a cover, a bad cover, albeit, but a cover of me singing My Grand Plan, because I so want to be Annabeth. And I was obsessed. Like, Percy Jackson was almost in the same reign as Harry Potter for me. I loved the series. And then it was coming to London. In fact, I think that was announced, yeah, at West End Live, like this time last year. Crazy. I think my mum caught my reaction to it. I'll see if I can link the video up here. And just all this time I've been like, oh, it's on, I'll get round to it, it's gonna be fine. And now it's closing in like a couple of weeks. So it's getting more pressured to see it, and I don't really have any time left without family around. So I'm really glad my sister is curious and happy to see it. So I'm really hoping we get tickets for that tomorrow. We're going to try Rush. And then we've made a list of other shows she really wants to see, a list of shows we're going to see when my mum is here as well, and then a list of like backup shows if we can't get to those priority ones. And it's funny because one of her top ones is Wicked, which I literally saw like 2 months ago, although it is a new cast. And I am curious about this cast, so I wouldn't be against it. And then the other one, which she's been begging me to go see for years, is Choir of Man. And there's something about it that I'm just not drawn to, and I don't know what that is. Because I really like things like the Barricade Boys and the Shamrock Tenors and, you know, those kinds of boy bands, if you will. And I presume this would be in that similar vein. I think because it's set in a pub, I'm just like, ugh, alcohol, no. But we probably will see it in the next 2 weeks or so I will, I'm sure, vlog all that. I kind of wish it wasn't as late as it was, because I do, like, there's so many things I want to do and I'm gonna have so little time. But we're just gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna get changed and get into pajamas. I mean, that's the one thing I will say. It's gonna be a busy few weeks. But then I get to finish it off with a lovely, hopefully relaxing, chill, wonderful holiday. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And I'm excited. It's so lovely having my sister here. And hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow at a show. I hope. Yay! It is 5:10-ish, and I've got about half an hour, 40 minutes before I'm going out to see Percy Jackson. I'm very excited. And I'm also quite warm. I feel like I had quite bad luck when wow, my hair is frazzled, when it was 10 o'clock to go for Rush, because usually I'm sat at work and I was like, it's gonna be fine, I can take a couple of minutes and do it when I'm at work. But literally I had to get up to do something, and I said to myself, I will do it after 10, you know. It was like 9:47, 48, I was like, I'll give myself 15 minutes and then I'll go. But then at I think 6 minutes to 10, I was asked to do something, and that was fine. I didn't mind doing that. But I ended up chatting to someone, well, they were chatting to me, and so I kind of had to stay and talk. And so I got back to my desk and my phone on the computer it was 10 o'clock, and I went immediately onto the Rush tickets and they were all being held, but I did have a message from my sister saying, I've got tickets, should I purchase them? And I said, absolutely, go for it. So thank goodness she was on the ball, because if she hadn't been, I don't know what we could have done. But we did make it, and so we're going, and I think we've got fairly good seats, so that's exciting. And I'm now just heating up some leftovers from when we made the burritos a couple of nights ago. We don't have loads left, but we've got a lot of the refried beans, so I'm hoping that will just see me through. But I'm gonna continue prepping food, and I will see you, I'm not quite sure when, but I will see you, I'll be filming stuff from tonight, so I will see you not very long. Yay! I got too excited, and Percy Jackson's been cancelled because of a cast illness. So I've just spent the last, 20-30 minutes? No, not that long. However long it's been, I've been trying to find something else that my sister and I could go see tonight, and I've heard really good things about Shucked. I heard really good things about it even when it was in America, and then when it was coming over here I was curious, but I don't know anything about it. And then I think last night must have been the press night, or recently, because I feel like I saw a lot of posts of people saying how good it was. So it was either that, or we also saw tickets for Great Gatsby, which I am curious to see as well, but I heard my friend went to see it and said it was not worth seeing. So I was kind of leaning towards Shucked, and I don't know. I gave my sister both the options. I did say Shucked looked cheaper, which is a fact. And luckily she was up for it, so I'm quickly heating up. I had already heated this up, and now I'm heating it up for like the 4th time. Oh, but then once we decided we were gonna do Shucked and I was trying to purchase the tickets, it wasn't accepting my card for some reason, so I kept having to go back and retry, and I'm really hoping I haven't been charged 15 times. But we got through in the end, thankfully, and so I've said to my sister we'll have to just leave a little bit later. Not much, like 10 minutes later, but it just gives us both a little bit of time to breathe. And so I'm quickly gonna eat this and then dash. I'm hoping I have time to go to the shop as well, just to grab some snacks, because I thought we had more like chocolate bites and stuff, but we don't. And I don't like spending 7 quid on ice cream at a theatre. No, that's an exaggeration. Usually it's about 5, but still, I don't like spending money at the theatre. I'd rather buy it myself beforehand. So if I can get this all sorted quickly, it also means I was already considering bringing a Coke, like even when we were gonna go to Percy Jackson, but now I definitely need to make sure I'm wrapped up warm, because it is reasonably chilly out, and we are gonna be outside, so want to make sure that, you know, we're warm. Oh, this feels so good. I'm using up so many leftovers, and we were using so many bowls to store stuff, so I'm so happy to see it all emptied out of the fridge. All right, it's a shame that Percy Jackson's probably not gonna happen. I might see if we can still get to it on Sunday, but I think it just didn't work from what I remember with work. But if we can, that would be my preference. Oh, what am I doing? This was already in the microwave? I don't know. Right, I'm gonna try and be quick, and I will see you all after. I hope it's good. I hope it's as good as I'm expecting and hoping it to be. Right, okay, yay.
Oh, that was so good.
Hello. I had a wonderful night. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm so glad we went. I think my sister enjoyed it too, but maybe not as much as me. But yeah, it was just really fun and funny and corny, would you believe it? I mean, the plot was stupid, but the songs and the script and the sets, like props, everything, it was so good. Sorry, it sounded like someone was right there. And I'm really sorry that this is only gonna come out once the show's over. This always happens. So often I go to see stuff that ends soon and then I share my positive thoughts on it and it's too late. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed it. I might speak to you a bit later on. It's already quite late. But once I'm in pyjamas and everything, if I can be bothered, I need to do the laundry, which is on the bed. And in an ideal world, I would do at least some of the dishes. But that might be asking a little bit too much of me at 11 o'clock at night because I'm sleepy and I have another day of work tomorrow. And even like Shabbat isn't going to be a rest day in the same way that it usually is, which doesn't really matter, but it is like, I just need to rest where I can. So I'm going to deal with all that and I will try and speak to you later if I remember and have the energy. Bye. Hello. I have just come back from a really, really great day of work. Today was the first day of the new starter and I was training her and it was, I mean, there was so much information I had to share with her, but she was so lovely and so interested. You know, she wanted to get to know everything and all the systems and I just felt really good and it felt like we had a really natural like connection. Even when she walked in, I was like, I'm tempted to give her a hug and I shook her hand instead. But by the end of the day, we did hug. But it felt so natural. And I think I've spoken before about this other person who's also on the reception and we get along really well. And I just felt like the three of us got along really well. And the truth is, like, I'm actually not going to be working with this person that much because we're mainly going to be doing opposite shifts, which is quite a shame, I think. But it still feels good to have that, like, connection on day one. And as I left, she was saying about how like nice I was and about how well I trained her for the first day and like how good it was. And I was like, oh, you didn't have to say that. I've always thought I'm good in those like supervisor managerial roles. I think there is something about the way I can lead, but also teach, I think. Gosh, I do not want to be blowing my own horn, but I think. And it was nice. It was nice to hear that, especially because it was so much information and it like we just barely got a break. And so I'm glad she didn't feel like, ugh, you know. So yeah, that was really good. I feel really positive. I was leaving work with a smile on my face. I was like, yeah, and a spring in my step. Oh, it felt really good. And I'm finally gonna get to rest a little. I can't wait. But just quickly to backtrack on last night, I was so tired. I fell asleep so quickly. That's happened a lot. The last few days, I've just been zonked out. It's so nice to sleep. But I didn't come back too shocked. And I have absolutely no recollection of what I said yesterday. But I do know that I forgot to say how good the cast were. And I mean, you expect the cast to be good, but it was more just that when they would sing, things would be really unexpected and like in a really good way. Like the voices would just come out and shine. They were so gorgeous. And I thought the characterization was really good. Like this is definitely a show where characterization is heightened and needs to be really good, I think. I mean, in every show really, but I feel like you could very easily miss the mark in this show. And I really don't think they did. I think the actors were great. I think the script itself, like even though I said yesterday, and I stand by that, it wasn't a great plot, the script was hilarious. It was so good. And I loved the choreography. And there was one moment in the very opening number that really reminded me of some choreography I did when I was in drama school. And I haven't yet texted my friends, but I do want to just say, like, has anyone else seen Shucked and did anyone else realize this? Not that one could have been inspired by the other, not at all, but I just thought it was a very funny observation for me. And realistically, like, I'd really want to go see this with Wayne, but it's just not gonna happen. We just don't have the time. But suffice it to say, I really enjoyed it and I would, in theory, be happy to go back and see it again with Wayne. Also, tickets were only £15 and yeah, we were up in the gods and way over to the side, but you could actually see the whole stage perfectly fine. And once again, I am so grateful for my glasses. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the show. I actually think, and I can't say, but I think I enjoyed it more than I would have / will enjoy Percy Jackson. Maybe. We're gonna see if we can still get around to Percy Jackson, not this Sunday, but next, because theoretically, for some reason, the show times are different this Sunday compared to next, so the next Sunday, it works better with my work schedule. So fingers crossed, we can still get to it. I think the plan at the moment is Choir of Man this Sunday and then Percy Jackson next Sunday, both of them matinees, and I'd be very happy with that. But it is now 5:30 and I really desperately want to wash my hair. Actually, that's not even true. My hair is not so bad. I want to wash my body. I want to do like a thorough clean. I don't even know if I will do my hair. I probably will because I don't know what else. But I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I washed it. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. And then if I've got time before going to my grandma's, I would love to do a little bit more editing if I can, or even just like look at something to do with YouTube or my daily stuff, because I've just not had a chance to look at anything for too long. So that is the plan for this evening. I don't know if I'll see you again. I probably won't, but I may see you tomorrow night or Sunday. Probably almost certainly Sunday, to be fair. Until then,